Pooh Shiesty, Gucci Man, 1017. It's just going down today. It's very crazy. But before I tell you all this other stuff, man, it's your boy Klasic. I'm a music producer, content creator. I work with 50 Cent, Young Buck, Will I Am, Kid Ink, Kendrick Lamar, a lot of people, man. But I got the homie OG Corn Dog right next to me, my co-host, and we about to get it cracking, man. Now it's crazy that we got this dumbass Pooh Shiesty. It's over for him. His career is cooked. They got fed evidence. And sidebar, this dude Gucci Man over there looking like Big Bird and all yellow and shit, bro. Like he was looking like a straight up goofy, but hey, that's I digress. That's neither here nor there. But man, hey, before we get started, I'm gonna need y'all to hit that like before I get pissed off. You feel me? That's all y'all need to do. Just hit the damn like. That's all you have to do. Use your fat finger and hit that like button. You feel me? That's what I'm saying. Now, I'm telling you. If anybody coming here disrespecting, I'm gonna get real active and crazy up in this mother. You feel me? Now, let me chill out. All right, cool, calm, and collected. Pooh Shiesty is gonna go away forever. Forever? Yes, forever, nigga. He messed up. He did. You know you fucked up, right? Let me get my Bill Duke voice. You know you fucked up, right? The dude is no words to really be said about this. You know what? I'm gonna chill out before I bust a blood vessel up in this mother. Like Corny, take over and tell him what you think about this whole situation, bro.
Man, after seeing the latest footage that they got on this dude, you're right. He is truly cooked. He's out of here. You know what I'm saying? And who was the dummy or who decided to turn the camera on? You know what I'm saying? And like, we're gonna commit this crime and we're gonna make sure we get footage of it so we can go back home and look at it and clown. Hey, y'all remember we robbed him? You know what I'm saying? We got out the contract and all that. You remember that? And we gonna send it to him, because he ain't gonna snitch, but we gonna send it to him and we gonna leak it later. You know what I'm saying? I mean, why does this generation feel that they have to record themselves when they are participating in a crime? If that's what you guys want to do, hey, do it, man. That'll get you guys, all you goofy guys, off the streets anyway. You know what I'm saying? You're an endanger to society just for thinking that way. You know what I mean? But yeah, he's gone, man. You know what I'm saying? They got him right there, front and center. Like the last cast we was on, we was wondering if they needed a witness or not. I don't think so. Not after what the Pooh Shiesty crew gave him. I mean, who decided to record it? You know what I'm saying? And when they got caught, they went through their cell phones. I'm sure it was them that recorded it. I mean, it doesn't look like that it was footage from inside of the house. To me, it doesn't. You know what I'm saying? The way people are standing around and standing right next to Gucci and that low angle from how it was taken, you know what I'm saying? That seemed like, somebody holding their phone. But yeah, that's goofy to do that. You know what I'm saying? You guys fried yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like the whole decision in the first place was stupid. And then you're gonna get stupider and bring out a phone and record yourself. Fucking goofy, man. Straight up.
And as Red Fox would say, you big dummy. You big dummy. Like, who does that? Like, man. The more that I think about it, I can't really say the R word, and it's not R. Kelly. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? It's so right. That. It's so restarted. It's so restarted.
Right.
You're really dumb.
Stupid.
Go ahead, bro.
Yeah, man. Like I said, man. If you guys want to participate in this type of goofy shit that's out here, man, do it. Because we don't need you guys on the streets anyway. You know what I'm saying? it's going to be interesting to see that if Gucci Mane is going to take the go get up there on that chair and testify. You know what I'm saying? That's going to be interesting, even though that they have what they need. They got what dude got the blicky out, pointed at him. You know what I'm saying? And that's all you need. You feel me? That's all you need. You got faces. This dude got the Pooh Shiesty on, and he takes it off to show his Pooh Shiesty face.
Idiot.
You fucking dummy. Oh my God. Oh man, like you know what? Let it be, man. Let it be. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I don't see these guys getting out of this. No way, no how. And it's interesting that from when I was here that his father is telling on him, right?
Hey, I don't know if this is another queso situation where his father's telling on him, but his father is another dumbass. This nigga had the right. This dude literally put in the contract some stupid ass shit as far as saying like, hey, if we get caught, you can't tell against us. If we want to get off the record label, we can do that. If anybody drop a record, we can have portions of the sales. Like, who says that? Like, the dude is a dummy. Big dummy. Big dummy.
Wow.
Matter of fact, hey, I can't ignore the guests that we got in here. We got D-Love in the building. She said, hey, Klasic Music. She over there laughing, thinking somebody joke. I'm dead serious.
Stupid.
She said, hey, OG Corn Dog. Yeah, she over there laughing. Brian said, bring it, Broham. Broham? I'm not even gonna start. Let's keep it pushing. Hey, Brian. Brian also said, hey, OG. Hey, D-Love, everybody giving their shots outs and stuff like that. Have y'all hit the like button? That's all I'm asking. Hit the like. Thank you. But yeah, D-Love said straight up OG Corn Dog for sure. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Okay, D-Love also said right, Klasic Music. Who does that? Who do that? Like, where they do that at?
And why is it
bad business? Yes, very bad business. Just goofy. Brian said, it's like you rob a bank, get in the car, make 4 left turns, and end up back at the bank.
That sounds exactly like what that was.
Yeah.
Right.
All right, make a left. All right, make another left. All right, make another left.
Oh my God.
All right, make another left. All right, we here.
Dumbass. Whoa, bro. Whoa.
Oh my God. I swear this is getting my blood pressure on like 90 over 5,000. This is crazy. This is stupid. Ignorant. And I agree with you, OG Corn Dog. They need to be locked up. Throw away the key because we don't need no dumbasses like this on the street.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. And they gonna get what they deserve, man, for being stupid. You know what I'm saying? So, like I don't feel sorry for people that make stupid decisions. I really don't, man. Like, why would you feel sorry for them? They put themselves in that position. You know what I'm saying? So, oh well, I have no remorse for you, bro. You know what I'm saying? You got money. You got money. You just want to be greedy, huh? You just want to get greedy? You want to get yourself out the deal so you think you can sell more records without Gucci Mane? Think you was better off where you was, man. And I know you sitting there right now like, damn, why did I do this? And you just got out.
I don't mean to cut you off, bro, but I'm about to cut you off, bro. Hey, one thing that do make sense, Gucci Mane has been known to kind of do some shady business. I've heard this from Waka Flocka. I heard this from other artists that was trying to get on 1017, like Rollo. So the way, what I want to say about this, the way how Pooh Shiesty went about this is stupid. If somebody is about to try to tie you into a contract to where you about to do your whole life on that label, I can understand you fighting to get off of that, but you don't go in there with no Dracos and have them sign a contract to get you out of that. There's a thing called distress. If you have somebody signing a contract under distress, it's null and void. Think about it. Think about it. So that's all I gotta say, bro. Now continue real quick, man.
Yeah.
All right, no, fuck that. Hey, let's get into the video. Check this out. We got the video going on. Shout out to Trapmore Ross. You feel me? Now, hey, this video is kind of crazy. It's kind of crazy. I'm just gonna let you know that right now. It says Pooh Shiesty's contract. He even said it himself. Is restarted. It's restarted. Okay.
Oh shit.
Yeah. So let's get into this real quick, man.
So it's been a couple of days since the new paperwork dropped that absolutely cooked Pooh Shiesty. We seen the footage of him robbing Gucci Mane at gunpoint, and we seen his daddy standing right next to them holding the contract. And the feds are talking about they got his contract in his Gmail account, and they got him at the Staples getting the contract printed a couple hours before the hit. It's ridiculous tomfoolery. But here's the new info that's come out that everybody is now talking about. The feds have apparently released the full contract. I'm going to break it down to you in this video, but it is diabolical. Okay, these guys must have been on ChatGPT getting their contract stuff done. Okay, so this is just a summary, but I'm going to get into the full paperwork in a minute. This is apparently how the contract went down. Okay, and it's a contract that nobody would want to sign, right? Unless you had a Draco stuck to your head. So this is the state of the situation that they're doing. It says the contract that Pooh Shiesty allegedly tried to have Gucci Mane sign. It stated 1017 will have no ownership and receive no royalty payments from any of Shiesty's music, including previously released music. Wouldn't happen. Why would you sign that? If 1017 decided to sue Shiesty, Gucci will have to pay all of the legal fees. Why? Why would you sign up to that? Unless you've got Draco in your head. Pooh Shiesty will not have to get Atlantic's approval for anything. And Shiesty will not only get his masters back, but also the rights to all lyrics, videos, brandings, copyright, logos, and artworks.
Damn.
This week, we're hosting a free trading and investing workshop here in Irvine.
He want everything.
Like, do that even sound realistic, bro?
Like,
what the fuck?
That sounds like something that you don't sign.
Exactly. Elaborate a little bit more on that, bro.
Like, he want all the goods. He want everything for him. Is nothing going towards anybody else but him. You know what I mean? He want it all. He want the masters. He want the rights to the lyrics. He want he don't want him to sue him if he get caught. He don't want him to tell him if he get caught. Yo, hey man. Yo, man, you can't have it all, man. You know what I'm saying? And like, any lawyer is gonna tell you when he reads, it's like, you didn't sign this, did you? You know what I'm saying? I hope you didn't sign this because you're not getting nothing. You know what I mean? And it's when you look at it, man, it look like a clown contract. You know, like. Some a clown gonna sign, you know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Like, come on, man. The music industry is not the circus like that. You know what I'm saying? So, like he said, what they do? They had it wrote up on ChatGPT, the contract. Is that what they did?
Man, come on, we got to give ChatGPT a little bit more credit. It's worse than that, bro.
Damn, like it's not realistic. That's what it is. The whole point of it is not realistic.
Exactly. Hey, D-Love said, yep, slow motion for real. Brian said, and the winner of the Darwin Dumb Jackass Award goes to, we already know who, Pooh Shiesty. Yeah. Brian also said, Gucci Mane real name is Knockoff Louise Vietnam? Who the fuck is that? I mean, who is that, bro? All right, yeah. All right, let's keep it going. I don't know. You have to check it out. I can't show the comments because that's one of the things that they say as far as Why am I explaining? Y'all get the point. Okay, D-Love said, yep, it is classic music. All right, she's laughing at Brian. Okay, she also said, that sound like he wrote that for himself by himself. Thank you. You can't write no music contract like you writing a fucking rap verse.
Yo.
Splashy's in the building. Splashy said, interesting. Don't start no shit, Splashy, okay? You want to get mod? Don't start no shit. Okay, D-Love, he wants it all but the label on it. Yeah. Brian said, when you connect it to the term tomfoolery, you know you're cooked like a barbecue rib on a grill. And that's real, man. Yep, it does, OG Corn Dog. Micah said, take ski off, man. You said you would. All right, you want to take the ski mask off? Hit the like. Hit the goddamn like, and I'll take the ski mask off.
And subscribe.
Yeah, answer. You heard what the hell he said. Subscribe.
And subscribe.
God damn. Okay. Brian said, class, you got steam coming out of your ears. Hey, it's better than coming out your other hole. You feel me? So, hey, I'll take that. Classic, right? It's not lyrics. It's not no lyrics. Micah said, hi, Corn Dog. Yeah.
What up?
This don't make no damn sense, man. And it don't make no damn sense that y'all didn't hit that like either. So I don't even know what's going on. Let's get back to the video real quick, though.
Let's get it.
Oh, shit.
Guys. All right. This is so dumb. So I got the full paperwork here, and I think I actually want to have a little read through it because I want to get to the nuance of why this was such a dumb thing to go and do. So I'll break it down for you, and we're going to read the whole thing. So
okay,
this is
go.
the contract, right? January the 9th, 2026. So I guess it was dated the day before the robbery actually went down. So I guess Pooh Shiesty Sr., got on his chat GPT, planned it the day before, printed it on the day of, 2 hours before, Gmailed it to himself, just left an absolute paper trail. I mean, talk about paper trail. This is paper.
Sure did.
Paper. This is the literal definition of a paper trail. You're literally at Staples printing the illegal contract. It's insane. So it says reference is hereby made to the agreement between 1017 Global Music LLC, the company, and Lontrell Williams, performer known as Pooh Shiesty, dated April 1st, 2020. The agreement. The following, when signed by artist and by company, collectively known as the parties, will constitute a full termination and release of the agreement by the parties. So they're basically saying that the agreement that you guys signed 6 years ago on April 1st, 2020, right? The whole thing will be fully terminated and he'll be released in every way, except as otherwise provided herein. The terms used in this agreement shall have the same meanings and definitions as ascribed to them in the agreement. For good and valuable consideration, the receipt and sufficiency of which is hereby acknowledged, and notwithstanding anything to the contrary expressed or implied in the agreement, the following shall constitute a valid and binding agreement between the parties with respect to the subject matter hereof. The binding terms, effective as of January the 9th, 2026, the effective date. The parties agree as follows. So the language already used in this is a little bit dense. I'm not going to lie, it's a bit chat GPT to me, all right? I wouldn't be surprised if at some point in this contract we read, no agreements, no consideration, just good, honest contracts. That's the type of shit chat GPT be writing. The agreement is hereby agreed. The agreement is hereby agreed to be of no force or effect without limiting the generality of the foregoing is deemed to be void ab initio. This shit ain't making no sense. I'm not a lawyer, but at the same time, you're saying this ain't a contract that a real lawyer wrote up, in my opinion. Notwithstanding anything to the contrary, set forth in the agreement, the term of the agreement is hereby terminated as of the date hereof, in lieu of any other date set forth in the agreement.
Yeah.
Company hereby forever releases and discharges artists from any and all claims, demands, actions, causes, demands actions, causes of action, suits, sums of money, accounts, covenants, agreements, including any and all prior subsequent agreements and amendments to the agreement, contracts and promises of law or in equity, which company now, is this all one long sentence? I haven't seen a period in a minute, which company now has, will have, or at any time may have had against artist or successors and assigns, whether known or unknown to company by reason of any matter, cause, or thing whatsoever. Anything whatsoever. Don't worry about, the law, the actual law on statute that will supersede anything. I could write in a contract that I can kill you, and you waive your right to sue me in a court. That's the law of murder. No, you did a murder. You can't write nothing. No signature on a bit of paper means you can do murder. How about I sign a contract that says I'm the president of the whole world? Well, I got a contract. What do you mean? What do you mean?
Yo, I'm not gonna lie. This is like the dumbest. Along with the actions of what they've done, this got to be the dumbest contract that was written up on planet Earth. Gotta be. Like, you don't think that people will act like if this ever they gotta have not been thinking like what could happen if they were to get caught. Like, they know people are gonna have to look at this and be like, yeah, all right, this sounds like some complete bullshit. You don't find that odd, bro?
Man, I find it very odd. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's no benefit for the record company. You know what I'm saying? They it's not beneficial to them at all. So when reading something like that, like that's gonna be suspicious by you, the lawyer, and if you did take that to court, you wouldn't be able to take to court because you signed something saying that you can't sue them. You know what I'm saying? So it sounds like everything is just totally beneficial to Pooh Shiesty and non-beneficial to 1017. And nobody in the world is going to sign anything like that. Like, it sounds, what it sounds like? If somebody signs something like that, it sounds like somebody pulled out a gun and forced you to sign it.
And that's what I'm saying. That's exactly what it sounds like. Like this, if you're reading these stipulations, it's like, man, damn, were they forced to sign this? Like, come on now. Like, who would do that in their own free will?
Yo, man, and I'm very disappointed in his father. You know what I'm saying? Because you on the lick with him. So that goes to show you how much you taught this kid.
You know what? The sad part about it is I'm more, all right. And the crazy part about it, let's go back a little bit. We had that situation with the Julio Fulio situation, and Queso, his own father snitched on him. Them committing crimes and all this crazy shit, and then your dad drop a dime on you. How ironic is that? Now you got this Pooh Shiesty situation to where his dad is leading him in the wrong direction, but he's being dumb as fuck. Like, it's bad enough that y'all doing this drill shit together, but you ain't got no fucking sense about what you doing. I could understand, and that still might not be the right way if he's like, you know what? Hey, I'm gonna just teach you what I know. This is how we get down in the streets, but at least do it the right way.
Right.
You already leading them in a bad direction, and you really fucking it up.
Right. So he was a dummy for listening to him. You got a dummy raising a dummy. So there you go.
It's your pops. You're gonna think like, all right, pops know something, but at some point it gotta click in your brain. Like, wait, this is stupid as fuck.
Right. Like, nobody thought it was a dumb idea. Nobody said, wait a minute, hold up, man. Let's talk this out at least. You know what I'm saying? Let's go with the pros and cons. Like, it wasn't no plan at all because, when you make a plan, you got to think about, the repercussions of shit going wrong.
Hey, Brian said, sound like he had someone from LAUSD public school write that. God damn. You sitting on an old LAUSD school system. But yeah,
like you said,
it don't make no sense. Like, what adult school did they come from writing this dumb shit? You feel me? D-Love says, Pooh must have ate paint chips, shaking my head respectfully.
Huh?
Gotta be.
Huh?
You got
Paint
one of
chips, sniffing it.
the
What? One of the
the
two. Shit.
1980 lead babies or something. That's crazy. Yep. Crossed off OG corn dog. It sounds like that. Brian said 8 paint chips like Ruffles. He couldn't just eat one. Yes, man. Yeah, a dummy raising a crash dummy. Dumb and Dumber, part 3 coming soon.
There go. That's it.
Jesus.
Dumb
Christ.
and Dumber.
Jesus.
Wow.
Let's keep it, man. Oh Lord.
There's laws all around the world that dictate that can't happen. I got it signed on a contract. This is absolute nonsense. I still ain't seen a period, all right, whatsoever from the beginning of the world. Pooh Shiesty's dad is so fucking dumb. This is so dumb. If this isn't ChatGPT, I don't think he knows any of these words. Whatsoever from the by reason of any matter, cause, or thing whatsoever from the beginning of the world to the date hereof, including without limitation any and all obligations to make or release any recordings, or to make any payments to company or to any party deriving any rights from company, including without limitation, no limit. That's bad boy. No limit soldiers, man. All right. Any individual producer or musician engaged in connection with the production of any albums by company under the agreement. Is that the first period I've seen? This is all one sentence. And they're talking about anything whatsoever from the beginning of the world. Nothing could ever happen. No law, no presidential pardon. It's a nonsense agreement. The fact that they thought this was going to hold up just shows how stupid these people are. Pooh Shiesty, his whole family, they're.
What if you could make a song using only your voice?
This is crazy.
Let's start with the drums.
This is way out, bro.
Very.
This is
Chopper gang's
way
cool.
out.
You guys definitely know your way around a chopper, but like, y'all don't you should have consulted with a lawyer. I'm not claiming that I could have written a better contract than this, but I wouldn't try. I definitely wouldn't try and put this through. That's one sentence. Company acknowledges that artists will have no obligation to company for any reason upon the execution of this termination release. So this is void, right? Set aside the fact that you are already doing this under duress and it's illegal. Like, you can't, this just doesn't happen. This just cannot happen. It does not supersede law. From the beginning of the world is insane. Artist hereby forever releases and discharges company from any and all obligations under the agreement, other than those that
by the beginning of the world? Like, what the fuck do that mean?
Wait, who's here? What the fuck is that? What the hell?
By the beginning.
What?
Let me look at what the fuck.
I don't understand. I don't understand that. I don't understand that at all. Like, now that sounds like it's totally fake now.
Yeah, basically saying like the inception of Earth since the beginning of time.
Yeah,
like come on, nigga, get
it. That wasn't no lawyer. That wasn't no lawyer that wrote that.
Fuck no. Fuck no. Hell no.
What the hell?
Let's just keep it pushing. This is so dumb.
Expressively, other than those that expressly survive the termination of such agreement. So other than those that expressly survive, how do they survive? I thought this was for everything to the end of the world. However, for purposes of clarification, nothing contained in this agreement shall affect companies' obligation to account to artists for royalties or artists' right to conduct audits of company books and records in accordance with the agreement, or except as specifically released herein the artists' obligations and companies' rights as provided for in the agreement. So they're severing this agreement, and nothing whatsoever from the beginning of the world, without limitation, no limit at all. You must release me, but, all right, but
what the fuck?
Nothing can stop you from having us audit you for royalties. We're allowed to conduct complete audits of the company books and records in accordance with the agreement that we've just trashed and thrown in the bin at gunpoint. This is lunacy, all right? When you actually look at the contract, this guy's a lunatic thinking that he could get away with this. This is not a real this is like a fugazi fake bullshit contract that no one would ever make sign or even think to put across the desk from a genuine executive. Effective immediately upon the effective date, all right, title, and interest in and to any and all intellectual property created, authored, composed, recorded, written, produced, developed, or otherwise created by artists, whether alone or jointly with others. So now we're involving other people that aren't even in here, including without limitation, all musical recordings, lyrics, sound recordings, master recordings, audiovisual work, artwork, logos, branding, associated copyrights, neighboring rights, collectively known as the artist IP, shall be owned solely and exclusively by the artist, free and clear of any claims, liens, security interests, or encumbrances by the company. But we can still audit your books forever. Since the beginning of Earth, we can audit your books, but we get everything back, and you got no claim. To the extent that the company has ever acquired, claimed, administered license.
What the fuck does that mean?
I'm not gonna lie. That whole beginning of Earth term is really trying the fuck out of my brain.
Man, like, it's making this whole contract sound like gibberish. You know what I mean? Since the beginning. Thank you. Yeah. And I'm trying to tell you, bro, this is from the beginning. Okay. You wasn't alive when the world began. Okay? Okay? This is when I'm hearing this, I'm like, what do they mean by this? The beginning of the world, and then you hear something in there about the end of the world too.
Like, nigga, you Jesus?
What's going on, man? Okay, the Alpha and Omega now, huh? Is that what's going on? To all the way to Omega. Wait, man, you wasn't here in the beginning, but you definitely ain't gonna be here in the end. So how you winning in the end too? It's the end.
Hey, as they say, ignorance is bliss.
Man, what in the hell kind of contract is this, man? What is this?
Oh, bubblegum ass contract. One of them. You put in a quarter and you get
this is crazy,
shit, nigga. This is
ridiculous.
I want to say the word so bad. I want to say the word so bad. Wait,
yeah, man.
What the comments say? Brian said, "This is what happens when you do meth and type." Yes, exactly.
Right.
Love said, "After huffing and snacking on them lead chips, Brian." Yes. With a PCP milkshake. Yes.
Oh my God.
Said they was most definitely Luke Skywalker high when they typed this up.
Right.
It definitely gives no thought behind it. And like the crazy part about it is I'm pretty sure Pooh Shiesty was just thinking like, all right, I'm not gonna check the contract. I know dad got my back. And then dumbass is writing all this stupid felonious shit in there since the beginning of Earth. You can never come like, come on, nigga. Like, who does that?
This is crazy, dude. And I would like to hear if this was live in court and they're reading that contract. Hey, reading that contract in court and everybody's all looking at each other like, what do they mean? Like, everybody's looking at the beginning of Earth like, what the fuck?
I know it's motherfuckers in there holding and they laugh like they got a palm they face like, yeah, bro.
Yeah.
Let's hurry and let this pass.
This is stupid. Very stupid. Very stupid.
Just
the whole idea, everything about this is completely stupid. Everything. Even the thought is stupid.
D-Love said trying to use words to fill space and sound smart. Fail, yes. Epic fail.
Yeah.
Like,
right.
It make no fucking sense. Half of the shit that we seen that they typed up already. So, like, come on now. Like, oh my God, this is garbage.
Chip interest in the artist IP or portion thereof. Through this agreement or otherwise, company hereby irrevocably assigns and transfers to artists all such title right interest, including copyrights and renewals, extensions, and all rights of termination, reversion, or recapture, effective as of the effective date. So they're saying we're getting back absolutely everything, right? And to the extent the company has ever acquired, attained, held any ownership, revoking all of that. all of it, and you can't recapture it. It says the company shall execute and deliver any documents reasonably requested by the artist to confirm or effectuate such assignment and ownership. So the original contract we've got is null and void. All right. Nothing that's happened since the beginning of Earth can change this, but we have the rights to audit your books. And also, you have to give us any documents, and you shall execute and deliver any documents requested by the artist to confirm or effectuate. So they're basically saying, we've stuck you up at gunpoint with a Draco, and you've signed this contract. And now when we contact you and we ask you, you need to sign the paperwork, you need to reassign the ownership of these songs, you need to move these songs, the IP, out of this label, which is a big corporation. You dealing with Atlantic Records, you dealing with big dogs. You have to basically do it. So this is basically saying you work for us forever, Gucci. Anytime we hit you up and says you need to transfer the rights, transfer royalties, transfer ownership, you need to send us all of the PNGs of all the Chopper Gang logos and all of the album art. He's got to do he's working for free forever.
Right.
To the end of Earth. He didn't say end of Earth, but since the beginning of Earth. The company acknowledges and agrees that as of the effective date, any artist IP that may have been categorized as work made for hire or otherwise owned, controlled by the company shall be deemed fully reverted to the artist, and the company waives any claim that the artist IP constitutes a work made for hire company. You waive in the right, and anything that you thought that you was hiring Pooh Shiesty to make, which you was for years, 6 years this contract's been in effect, we're just going to reverse time and say that never happened. As it relates to company's agreement, company hereby agrees to pass through to artist all approval rights, controls, and consultation rights granted to company pursuant to the Atlantic Agreement, collectively the approval rights. So you know when the Atlantic Records has to approve all your shit, and Pooh Shiesty's got an imprint under Atlantic, and he signed you because Atlantic trusted him as an OG of the game to find good talent and work with new people and build up artists and make them successful. You now agree, Gucci Mane. Not only do you have to get us records, and we can audit your accounts anytime you want, like with the goddamn IRS, but you also have to just let me deal with Atlantic. All right. Now, Atlantic probably gonna have something. Atlantic gonna say, "Why the fuck is this happening?"
Right.
We're
exactly.
a serious legitimate business. You can't point a Draco at the Atlantic offices. They're gonna have a corporate offices. They probably got like a 20-story building handling all this business with real lawyers that would see through this. It's saying Pooh Shiesty and Chopper Gang, probably Pooh Shiesty's dad and Big 30, a bunch of Draco-toting lunatics. Atlantic going to deal with them directly. Okay, yeah, sure. All right. All such approval rights, including without limitation recording elements of the Atlantic recording agreement, shall be exercised by artists at artist's sole discretion. For avoidance of doubt, all business matters and decisions, including without limitation in connection with the negotiation of any amendments thereto, shall be exercised exclusively by artists. So they're saying,
I'm 42 years old. Last month, I caught my wife.
Yeah, man, this don't make no damn sense. Hey, Brian said Morgan Freeman needs to read the contract in his godlike voice. Hey, that'll be funny. And I think it'll emphasize how stupid they sound. So we got Adams in the building. W Stream, what's the word, Brody? I'm glad you pulled up, man. Good to see you in this motherfucker. You need to pull up more often too, though, homie. But hey, that's neither here nor there. Congrats, thank you for pulling up, bro. We got D-Love saying this sounds like a demanding hostage letter. Yes, it do. And very one-sided, like Corny said earlier, man. This really sound no. D-Love said this earlier. She said it sounded like it was written for him, and only him being the beneficiary of all this shit. It don't work that way. You might get some type of favor when it comes to record contracts, but it isn't no 100% type of contract. And this is exactly what it sounds like.
And the other point is that, like Traveler Ross mentioned, it's like when Atlantic gets a hold of this and they're like, what the hell is this? What is this contract? When they're looking at it, automatically the lawyer's going to read it and say, oh, yeah, we got to go investigate this. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, because that's a clown contract. Nobody's going to sign that. You know what I'm saying? And when Atlantic gets a hold of it and they're talking about, what? We have to issue out this to his record company that he's about to start, and he's going to take all the... They're looking like, wait a minute, this doesn't sound right at all. Oh, we gotta have our lawyers looking at this. We're gonna investigate this, see what's going on. You know what I'm saying? And then the truth would have came out that way if he would have told. You know what I'm saying? But all in all, it don't matter if he did tell. You stupid motherfuckers recorded themselves doing the crime.
Idiot.
It's fucking funny, man. Hey, all you dummies out there that if you guys don't see this as an example of why you shouldn't do that, then so be it. Continue on doing what you want to do. Do it how you like to do it. You know what I'm saying? Because you're making the cops' job easier, man. And they love you guys. You know what I'm saying? So continue on.
I'm not gonna lie. This generation, this got to be the easiest generation to solve all these crimes because so many self-snitching dumbasses get on the internet and got to display any and everything that they're doing. The fact that they went to fucking Costco's or Staples to sum up this contract and make copies, like they don't have cameras in there. They went to different locations. This nigga Pooh Shiesty was wearing his shiesty chain as he was doing the robbery. How stupid are you?
Oh,
like that don't make no sense.
That wasn't the only thing he was wearing, probably. I'm sure he had an ankle monitor on him.
That part.
You just got out of jail.
Like, who does that? Who does that?
Hey,
like what?
Man, yo, you just got out of jail. You on a mission while you're on government watch, probation or parole. You on that while you're doing the crime. And there was some talk about people somewhere he had some favors inside the probation office to where they was giving them leeway, and that's why he was able to make that trip to Texas.
Yeah,
that person got fired. That person got fired.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if that person got fired, you don't think that they're gonna snitch on your ass too? Like,
yeah,
it's so much damning evidence against you.
Right.
You're cooked.
You're whole paper trail.
I was like, we was talking before, and I was mentioning the fact, like how certain people have like junkyard dog lawyers to where they'll fucking make the guilty look innocent like a motherfucker. It's no way that you're getting off of this.
No,
it's impossible.
I don't see nothing like that.
Thank you, and thanks to you, you made it like that, man. Brian said, "Hey, if we use big words, they won't notice the absurdities of this contract." Okay, George. Like, on some goofball shit. Man, Adam said, hell yeah. D Love is laughing. Clear classic music. Adam said, facts. We got to take a look at this stuff. Talking about raising a red flag, like be inconspicuous, nigga. Like, that's I should rename the title of this stream stupid, because that's like, it really irritates me how dumb they are. And the crazy part about it is you're going to have some idiots talking about free Pooh Shiesty. Like, really?
Right.
Come on now.
Right. Like, when you do things like this, you deserve to be there. You leaving paper trails. You're very messy. You're bringing up these idiotic contracts, and you bring out Dracos. Everything was totally unnecessary. You could have handled this the legal way and could have been out of jail. You wouldn't even never went to jail. And I bet you that's what you're thinking right now. Man, I messed up. I should have went on to just handle this the legal way. You know what I'm saying? But now you're right there where you're supposed to be, man. And you're not getting out. You're not.
Hey, do you think that he thought that if he went the legal way with lawyers and all that shit, that would be snitching?
Nah. Hell no. I'm talking about like he's trying to do is get out of his contract.
I'm saying from the point of view of Pooh Shiesty, do you think that he thought if he was to go get a lawyer and tell about what's going on in this contract, do you think he considered that as snitching? So that's why he did it the way that he did it.
Nah, that's business right there. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm thinking at it, from my angle, like what it would be business. Now, I can't think from his angle because he's a dummy. So
Yeah, you
That
know what? Matter
dummies.
of fact, just stop it. Yeah, because I just not thought about it. You can't speak for a dummy. You thinking from your perspective. So it's no
Yeah.
way that he. Yeah. All right, cool. You got it. You got that. You
Yeah.
got that, black brother. Hey,
Yeah.
D-Love says yes. OG corn dog. Lights, camera, action. On some stupid shit. Yeah. Nah. Don't warn them. We need them out of the box, in my opinion. She also said, "Oh yeah, he probably did have the bracelet on him. I think he did." D-Love also said, "Not even temporary insanity." We got somebody. Okay, you said, "Hey, Niagara Falls." The fuck do that mean? Is that like some type of racial joke or something? All right, on to the next.
No, maybe you're saying he from Niagara Falls.
Hey, Niagara. Nah, they said, "Hey, Niagara Falls."
Oh.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I'm gonna keep an eye out on your ass. I ain't never seen you before. That's the first thing you say. Come on, man. Have some type of etiquette. Say hello. D-Love said, "Yep, classic music." Somebody out here saying free him. They're retarded.
Really?
I mean, they the R word. The R word. Not. I don't mean that. Matter of fact, shout out to all my you feel me? Like, it's all good. How? Oh no, I didn't mean to do that. How to throw your life away? Facts. Man, they're giving idiots a bad name. Hey, speak on it, Brian. Okay, we got Grandpa Snipes in the building. What's the word, bro? You said, "I think Pooh, just a street dude who felt he got done wrong. When you mix the streets and emotions, it's bound for disaster." Hey, that's a very well thought out answer. You feel me? I agree on that.
Like that.
But the problem is, you really can't mix the streets in the industry. Like, people always talk about how fake the industry is, and it wouldn't been fake for you to go to the lawyers. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, somewhere in his crooked ass mind, he probably thought, like, man, if I go snitch, I mean, if I go to the lawyers, I'm snitching. I'm a real nigga. I got to handle it on my own. You feel me? Which is the dumbest thing to do, because now you facing all this time over something you could have got your lawyers to handle. And most likely, if they would have seen the bullshit going on in your contract, they could have fought that for you to where you would get out of your contract.
Right.
So he just fucked it up, man. He just fucked it up. But yeah, shout out to Grandpa Snipes for that, man. D-Love, his intelligence capacity is already free. Or intellectual capacity. Adam said W, Grandpa Snipes. Yep, Brian. Yep, I can see that. D-Love said that. Brian said, when you mix emotions and dumb asset,
assert.
Wait, what? When
assert.
You mix emotions and dumb asset,
assert.
Oh, assert. Yeah. We and all right, I'm on to the next comment. I'm getting confused right now. Fuck that. Let's get back to the video. That's crazy.
Contract before? Have you actually signed a real contract before? This needs to be notarized by somebody. If any provision of this agreement is to be held invalid or illegal or unenforceable in any effect by a court of competent jurisdiction, the validity, legality, and enforceability of the remaining provisions shall not be affected. This is absolute nonsense doublespeak. If any of this agreement is held to be invalid, illegal, or unenforceable, what? Because you did it at Draco Point under duress. The remaining provisions shan't be affected. That's not how it works, bro.
Enforceable.
Here's what we're gonna. I can imagine Pooh Shiesty's dad like saying, like, maybe somebody had a couple brain cells in Chopper Gang and said, like, wait, but what if they find out that, you know, Gucci Mane was made to do this at gunpoint and they invalidate the contract? Like, Pooh Shiesty Senior going, I got a genius idea. Let's ask ChatGPT to put in a provision saying that even if the agreement is held to be invalid or illegal or unenforceable, the parties still agree. They still agree, right?
But that's, you're telling on yourself by even putting that statement in there in the first place.
They'll agree that any invalid, illegal, or unenforceable provision shall be deemed modified to the minimum extent necessary to make it valid and enforceable, and the agreement shall be enforced as so modified. So let's just say we live in the Twilight Zone and this is actually allowed to continue. The judge is going to see this and say, well, we're invalidating this contract because Pooh Shiesty held Gucci Mane at gunpoint and this was signed under duress. And then Pooh Shiesty Senior is going to say, well, actually, if you look at provision 10, and the judge is going to go, damn, we got to make the minimum extent necessary to make it valid and enforceable. I don't know. Let's just add a caveat. Let's just add a caveat where they legalize sticking people up at gunpoint to make them sign contracts. Let's just change the law. Like, there's no modification. There is nothing that allows you to do this. It's like this agreement says that I can commit murder and I can kill Gucci Mane for free, and it's mega lols, like so funny if I kill Gucci Mane. And after that, we're gonna have to modify. Well, what's the minimum modifier? We're gonna have to change the law to make murder legal, because that's just. This is just absurd. So it says this agreement has been entered into the state of New York, and the validity, interpretation, and legal effect of this agreement will be governed by the state laws of New York, applicable to the contracts entered into and performed entirely within the state of New York with respect to the determination of any claim, dispute, disagreement which may arise out of the interpretation, performance, or breach of this agreement. The whole thing doesn't stand up. Because the agreement will be binding and ensure to the benefit of the parties hereto and their respective successors, permitted assignees, heirs, estates, administrators, and executors, embodies the sole and entire agreement of the parties in respect of, and supersedes all prior oral written understandings between them. The subject matter hereof may not be cancelled, amended, discharged, or waived in whole or part, except by written instruments signed by all parties. You cannot change this, right? Even a judge can't change this. It's nonsense. The agreement may be executed in counterparts by approved electronic signature, including Adobe Sign and delivered by facsimile or PDF. Now, that part is a little bit unusual because I'm guessing he made him sign it on paper in ink. Now, I've got a little clip here, and basically, we don't know what Pooh Shiesty's original contract looked like, but the rumor has it, okay, according to other artists that were under Gucci's label, usually he was giving people, he was breaking off 100 racks.
I signed for 100K. I had signed for 100K, nigga. I went dead broke, man.
That's the thing. Okay, explain this to me.
No, that's real.
No. Explain to me.
100K ain't no money. I'm a street nigga. Got 5 first-degree felonies, lawyer fees, a car. A nigga ain't never had none. You got, let's say, roughly 30,000 to play with. And you a young nigga ain't never had shit. Man, that money gonna be going by next week. Shooting dice, drugging and thugging. It's just life, bro. But I ain't gonna sit here and stuck to you. I signed for 100K. I had signed for 100K, nigga.
So basically, right, his artists talking about they street dudes, they sign him for 100K and they just, you know, they need lawyers, they need lawyer fees, they just doing what it is. And so I signed for 100K and went dead broke. Well, Pooh Shiesty wasn't broke because they was actually having hit records and getting money together. But interestingly enough, Waka Flocka Flame would actually reveal that he had signed to Gucci for even less than 100K.
Did you always look at it like, fuck it, I don't even care about the contract, let me just sign it just so I can hustle?
I did that my first time with Gucci.
Okay.
My mother told me don't sign that contract.
So your mother read the contract?
I never signed to my mother, I signed to Gucci.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm not saying, at first I used to be mad at him, like, man, that nigga signed me to a fucked up deal. But he didn't even know. I signed for $50,000. I had $1 million in my pocket already off doing shows.
Imagine being able to build.
See, that's what I'm saying. Like, multiple people said that they had some weird contractual experience dealing with Gucci. Matter of fact, let me get to a couple of these comments real quick. D-Love said it's almost like he was thinking of this when he was locked up. Put action to it when he touched down. Low key, it definitely had to be on his mind and be like, yeah, bro, we're gonna have to, like, something ain't making sense. I don't got the proper funds that I'm supposed to have. Yeah, I gotta make some moves, you feel me? Brian said they would have done better getting Suge Knight to get him to agree to the contract while standing near a balcony. Man, if you know, you know. Wait, hold up. This nigga Brian said, my office hours are from 9 to 5. Shout out to 5 Heartbeats, Big Red, man. That's funny. D-Love said he probably had him sign it in orange. Probably, man. Grandpa Snipe said, bro was so cold when he came home. I'm not gonna lie. When Pooh Shiesty came home, I can't say he had the biggest first day out record because I think they kind of belong to T Grizzly. Like, people still bump that first day out record years later to this day. But his first day out was damn near up there because before Pooh Shiesty got out, Bobby Shmurda got out. He held it down. He took time for his homeboy to make sure that he didn't get caught with a lot of time. And this nigga career down there just went hella flat. Yeah. So for Pooh Shiesty to come out and have the kinetic energy that he had motion going on. So he really is a dummy for sacrificing all that. You know, I understand you want to get out your contract, but it's not what you do, it's how you do it. So he's the main person that he can blame for this whole situation. Adam said it's genuinely hard to explain the thought process behind that play. Like, I just want to know how he thought he would get away with it. Like, there has to be a better setup than this. And that's correct. Like, this is what happens when you have people around you that listen to what you say but don't have anything positive to add to it. You know what I'm saying?
Sounds right.
You got some dumbasses around you like, yeah, man, I would do X, Y, and Z, and you go with your first thought, not second guessing it and questioning it. And the crazy part about it is his father was the main one that led him in the wrong direction. Like, we talk about a lot of these young artists or a lot of young black men that grew up with their mothers to where they act off emotions and don't logically think. But here we got a situation where you got your father in your life that should be the logical thinker, but dumb as a box of rocks.
Huh. Yep. Dummy.
Man, Grandpa Snipe said, I think when Gucci didn't do right by Big Scar, that was the last straw. And that could be, for real though. Nah, first out bar wise was insane. Brian said, gee, you don't see what problem like this, don't you know? D-Love said, yep, a bunch of yes man. Yeah, that don't make no sense, bro. Like that, it don't make no sense, man.
It don't.
Hey, Corny, tell them what they should have done, nigga.
Man, this is what they should have did. First of all, there's such thing as things called lawyers. People call lawyers. Call them up. You know what I'm saying? Go talk to them. Have a chat with them. Let them know how you feel about your contract and what you want to change. You know what I'm saying? Or if it's not to change, some way you could get out of that deal some way by the lawyers looking over your contract. And they maybe see some loopholes in there to where they can run a play and get you totally out of the contract with some beneficial parts to, I guess, Gucci Mane too. You see, that's the whole thing. You're greedy. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to pay homage to the person that brought you to the game. You know what I'm saying? You want to take everything and don't pay him nothing. You know what I'm saying? That, you can't do that. That's not how the world works. That's not how business works in America. It doesn't work that way. You know what I'm saying? And it doesn't even work like that on the street. You think you could just go bully your way in doing some stuff like that. Well, you know what? It's a such thing as a karma, and karma's going to come back on your ass on that. It's the same thing with the business world. You know what I'm saying? So handle your business accordingly, the way it's supposed to be handled. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you, trust me, that man is sitting there thinking right now, the same thing I'm saying right now. I should have, got my lawyers, and, maybe something could have worked out for me. Some kind of way I could have benefited from this and then been right there where he is now. You know what I'm saying? The greed, you know what I'm saying? Not only the greed part, you got your father that's in the game. And from what I hear, he was the one that laid the whole plan out. You know what I'm saying? From what I'm hearing, he laid the whole plan out. And shit, that dude's a dumbass. You know what I'm saying? You the one, it's your money, it's your contract. You the one signed it, not your dad. You know what I'm saying? So you're in more control of the situation than anybody. You know what I'm saying? Which leads you to be the person that's responsible for whatever the hell happened while you're on video doing the crime. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, kids, crime, it don't pay. This is a perfect example right here. You know what I mean? Handle your way, your business accordingly the way it's supposed to be done. It's not snitching by you going to tell the lawyers how you feel about your contract. You know what I'm saying? That's not considered snitching. Just go do it that way. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got to pull out no guns and force a person to sign a clown contract because like I said, once the record company Atlantic, once they get a hold to it and like, what? We got to give them this? We're not giving them this. You know what I'm saying? So you thought it was just going to stop at Gucci. No, Gucci has to answer to somebody too. You know what I'm saying?
They're gonna fight that real hard, and like you said, he definitely gonna have to answer. Gucci isn't the end all be all. He got to answer to somebody, so they got to approve it. And for you to have in your contract, oh, this can happen without the approval of X, Y, and Z, you're stupid. I promise you.
I
promise you, Pooh Shiesty dad is going to end up snitching for less time.
I think so. Yeah. And that stupid ass clause they put in there about if it was found to be forcible or something, you know what I'm saying, then you can't sue or come after us no kind of way. And man, come on, dude. And I'm hearing Trap Lord Ross say that once the judge sees something like that in the contract, there's nothing he could do or change anything about that. But looking at it will be just as suspicious alone. Why would you put that in there? You're telling on yourself by putting it in there. Stupid.
The sad part about it, I know this nigga was writing like, hell yeah, I'm eating with this. Yeah, they can't fuck with me, nigga. Like, nigga, you dummy. Just big dummy. Come on, bro. Let's get back to it though. But good word though, man. Good word.
All right, everybody loves to sign shitty contracts and complain, but like, you should have read that contract, bro. I just read a contract. Should have read it. I mean, nowadays you got ChatGPT, but ChatGPT be telling you what you want to hear. But a lot of people don't have the best thing to say about Gucci Mane. Okay, Lil Wop spoke about signing to Gucci, and he claimed that Gucci Mane didn't give him his phone number after he did the deal.
Huh?
Trying to reach the man and not trying to call the man. I tried to get the man number. The man did not want to give me his number. And that was that. Multiple times, folks. I ain't finna kiss no nigga ass on Folding Grave, boy, on Blackstone. I'm not kissing no nigga ass, boy. That shit dead.
Chicken Ups and check it out now. Time to educate y'all on some music business. Now, if you guys don't know, man, Lil Wop. And by the way, it's so blasphemous to hear a nigga named Lil Wop diss a nigga named Goo Wop. Come on, that's your whole influence. He fathers your style. How dare you diss him? Anyway, he's mad that he feels like he's trapped in a contract through Gucci Mane and Alamo Records. Now, if you don't know, Gucci Mane has this record label called 1017 Eskimo, and pretty much it's going through his longtime business partner and friend, Todd Moskowitz, who runs the label called Alamo Records. Okay? Now, one of the artists he signed to 1017 Eskimo is a guy named Lil Wop. Now, let me tell you what a JV is. JV basically is usually, I own half, you own half, or something around that percentage, 50-50. And we're going to try to go and get these artists and get them popping. Gucci, of course, uses influence. He's found many talent. He's finding people. He's co-signing them, probably doing a song with them, putting them around producers. He's doing what an artist who's a good A&R does. Okay, also, he has a brand himself that he could probably help an artist. And then the label's going to do what the label does. Okay, paperwork, let's fund some shit. The label's, as I said, always a bank. Now, for that, Gucci, and by the way, all these artists are in 360, okay? 360 deals, which means when they make $1, that dollar got to get split among a bunch of people. And in reality, a lot of times these niggas be thinking they're making money when they're not making shit.
Right.
So as academics kind of broke it down, okay, Gucci Mane be putting people in contracts that aren't easy to get out of. A lot of people aren't feeling it, but then again, a lot of people aren't talented enough to make these contracts work. Pooh Shiesty was talented enough. He had his shit running up. He was making millions. I don't know how Pooh Shiesty's out here talking about he was so hard done by, when if you watch the FDO music video, all it is like $200,000, $300,000, $400,000 cars back to back to back to back, a bunch of ridiculously expensive jewelry. This guy was getting to the bag. But anyway, Rallo, on the other hand, shout out to Rallo, said he signed to Gucci for $250,000, and he actually had no problem getting out of his deal when he wanted to.
This is the fake ad you see everywhere, right? But this is Ebony, a real game.
See, so we have this paper trail of Gucci signing these people to these funny contracts, right? But Rollo said he didn't have no problem like that. Maybe Gucci respected Rollo gangster because Rollo's a real nigga from Atlanta. Maybe Pooh Shiesty, maybe Gucci thought he can kind of fuck over Pooh Shiesty since he's from Memphis. But niggas in Memphis, they get down also. So it's just like, even with Waka, Gucci had a relationship with Deb Auntie, which is Waka mom. And Waka Mom, she used to run with a lot of people from New York. Bimmy from New York, a street cat. She got her ties and her connections to the streets and stuff. So, you know, it's like, it's funny that they said Gucci didn't have anything to do with that contract. But if you're running a record label, you should oversee who's writing these contracts to make sure you're not fucking over these artists. So in this situation, it looked like he don't care what's happening long as he's getting his bread and getting his percentage. So, you know, it's kind of crazy, man. So that's why I'm going to say this again. I don't blame him for wanting to get out his contract, but the way he went about it was fugazi.
There it is.
It's simple, man.
I totally agree with that.
Yeah.
He agreed with that right now.
Hey, for real though. For real. I know that nigga regretted like a mug.
Yeah, he do, man.
Adam said in the comments, he said, it's genuinely hard to explain the thought process behind that play. Wait, did I see that? Okay, yeah, I read that already. But this is what he said. I feel like that Big Scar situation was an excuse because everyone was happy with how they handled that situation, except Shiesty. Adam said, you know, when your homies give you an inch and you can take a mile, but you don't cause you respect him. Shiesty did the opposite. Grandpa Snipe said, shit. That was his blood cousin between taking the necklace and half ass and helping to pay for the funeral. That's enough. Who did he half-ass pay for a funeral? Grandpa?
Scar?
Huh?
Was it Scar?
I'm thinking about that, and I remember somebody was complaining about that. Somebody passed away, and he was saying, like,
I remember that,
Gucci, yeah, Gucci was talking about, hey, y'all get back the 1017 chains and all this other stuff, you know. Like, that's what I'm saying. It's been so much bullshit going on with that whole 1017 brand to where this is like the third time that he tried to rebrand that whole squad over there. Hire different artists and then fire a group of them. So, you know, I don't know, man. I wouldn't want to say that situation is cursed, but bruh, like shit was getting definitely out of control.
Yeah.
D Love says, nope, I think he's thinking of other grimy ways he could have did it. Damn. So she thinking that Pooh Shiesty haven't learned. Adam saying, fact, OG. Grandpa Snipe says at Adam, exactly, these ain't the streets Gucci used to terrorize these kids. Day with that shit. D Love saying he's just not that smart in my opinion. And that's what it's looking like. D Love also said, right, OG corn dog. Brian said when they said put in a clause, they were thinking Santa Claus. Ho, 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 motherfucker. Damn. Pennies on a dollar. Grandpa Snipe says, nah, Rollo step on shit in Atlanta, can't even lie. See, that's what I'm saying. Like, he already knew about Rollo to where it's like, yeah, I'm not gonna play with him. That nigga, like, fam gone. He gonna get them niggas on you. So yeah, he pick and choose who he can mess with. Big Scar, yeah, Scar is Pooh's cousin. You know what? I'm thinking about Big 30. All right, Big Scar, that's the dude that overdosed, right? Yeah, you know, rest in peace to him, man. I'll be here all weekend, ladies and gentlemen. This dude crazy. All right, let's get back to it, man.
However, he got it back. How he got it back, and then he basically paid his way out of the contract. He didn't have a problem getting out of it, but not everyone getting money like Rollo. Now, interestingly, all right, Gucci Mane hurt people. Apparently, he was having issues back with his label back in the 2000s, and according to reports, he had to get help from New York music executive and convicted mob boss Jimmy Henchman to get out of his deal.
What?
Yeah, you might be right about that, man. And I know you and Jimmy Henchman, y'all got Gucci Mane out of his contract, right? I was looking at his autobiography, and he, you know, brought up how Jimmy Henchman got him out of his contract.
Yeah. Gucci was with Big Cat, and Gucci was with Big Cat, and yeah, that was back then. Gucci was in Big Cat, and he was going through whatever feud he was with Jeezy, and Deb had started managing him. So Deb reached out to Jimmy Henchman, hey, I want to get Gucci Mane out this contract with Big Cat. So Jimmy called me. He called Snake. You know, and he like, yo, what's up, man? I'm gonna need you in the South, man. Put some mans together. We're gonna try to talk to Big Cat and see what's going on about the call.
He did the exact same shit as Pooh Shiesty did. Oh my God. Don't pull my leg, bro. He did the exact, he called around and said, yo, I need 630 Robber Gang goons to get me out of it. Hey, bro, Gucci Mane got Gucci Mane, bro. I can't really have that much sympathy for him after I heard that. What the
South, man, put some mans together. Yo, what's up, man? I'm gonna need you in the South, man, put some mans together. We're gonna try to talk to Big Cat and see what's going on. I'm about to call him and let him know.
What?
I manage Gucci Mane right now. So the way things are going, Gucci mad, Big Cat just dropping albums when he won't. Gucci want his album out. Hard to Kill, he ain't trying to hear. Big Cat on whatever he going at. Big Cat is a real reputable person, you know what I'm saying? He doing his music industry aspect, he pushing out CDs and everything copacetic now, you know what I'm saying? And you know, he got Rashida, he got a bunch of people over there though. Big Cat was doing his thing, and Gucci flew out to New York. 25th, we in Jimmy office, I'm with Gucci. And he laying down records. 745 with the Gucci interior. I see a real nigga when I look in the mirror. He laying down records. Club 4040 right across the street. I'm at 4040 looking for Sean Cowdy. I love the beef. Can't wait to see he going. Me personally, I'm not believing in him. Jimmy is saying, yo, why don't you manage this dude? He acting retarded. He's like Kodak Black. I never thought he could really be a godfather in his own little rights, making the rules as he go. But he's screaming on saying he went out of Big Cat. So, you know, he coming down to Miami. He come to Miami. I'm trying to chill with him on South Beach. He want to go to the hood after hours, 4 or 5 in the morning. And like I said, he was acting a little retarded, you know? I got to say, hey, Deb, what's going on with this dude, man? I got to go. I might tell him to chill with my homeboy, God bless their Toro. They go chill, but I'm going here, man. I'm like, man, but he's under my care. Yeah, that's why I say that, because he just doing crazy shit. I'm like, oh, let me go see where they at, man. I go down there to the hood, and you know what I'm saying, Gucci might be on some, I finally get him out the club, in the car. He might be playing with the lock. And open the door, man. Man, what are you doing? About to be ticked off. You know, he on everything there is. He cooling. It's like he trying to get killed. He is walking. He walking the mud like never before. But like I said, Snake is fucking with Guwap. He dealing with a lot of that shit. You know, my man Bryce Wilson, like, making sure the contract is good. Big Cat anyway, agree.
So got him out that contract, all right? So look, it's a very unfortunate situation. I think Pooh Shiesty really shot himself in the foot with this. It's just incredibly dumb. But, you know, it is what it is, man. Like, he trying to be Suge Knight of the new generation, and look where Suge Knight is, bro. He's in jail, rotting away. So he kind of got what he came for, really. But, yeah, that's kind of the breakdown of the contract. It's absolute gobbledygook. I don't think this guy has a clue. I don't know if this Pooh Shiesty's ever even considered speaking to a lawyer about this situation. A civil lawyer, a contract lawyer, not a criminal defense lawyer. I'm sure he's familiar with those. But anyway, all right, that's it. I'll catch you guys in the next video. I'm out for now. Peace.
All right, you got to stop buying generic Viagra. If y'all over 40, you can get 9 pills of 100.
Yeah, man. Hey. Yeah. That was a dope video by Trap Lord Ross, Trap More Ross, whatever you want to call it. You know what I'm saying? Pooh Shiesty messed up. He's not going to be getting out anytime soon. His father's going to end up snitching on him. And this is going to be another lesson learned for these youngsters. You know what I'm saying? The streets is very unforgiving. Hey, as they say, do your dirt by your lonely if you're going to be out there, because even your own relatives, the person that brought you into this world, will turn their back on you just for them to get a lighter sentence. We've seen it happen before. It'll happen again. Now, for Gucci, man, it's fucked up that you putting certain people in these contracts to where they feel like they got to do this. Like, the bad part about it is you can say, well, the white man and they record labels, they do this all the time. Well, you shouldn't be doing that to your own people. You feel me? And from Waka Flocka to Rollo, well, Rollo said he didn't have that problem. But for all these other young 10, 17 artists that's not seasoned in the game and stuff like that, learning the hard way, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, hey, at the end of the day, no matter what, for me, for Corny, for anybody that's watching, karma is real. What you do gonna come back to you. So it's always best to try to do the right thing.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I'm saying? Like the streets is full of bullshit. And for those that's listening, like I said, just stay righteous, man. So what you gotta say about this, Corny?
Man, it's not too much to say because, you know, there was a dumb plan and, you know, it's not too much to say, man. Like I said, man, the whole thought of the idea was dumb. For you to follow out the plan was even dumber. This contract you wrote is totally ridiculous. You making these moves and leaving a paper trail behind you shows you of how stupid you guys are. You know what I'm saying? You guys didn't plan nothing out. You didn't think nothing out. I don't know how you thought this was going to go all the way through, even if you thought Gucci Mane wasn't going to snitch on you, because once he has to go answer to these guys, because they're going to call him like, hey, what is this we got about, you know, Pooh Shiesty and this ridiculous ass contract here? You know, we're not paid. We're not doing this. We're not doing this. You know what I'm saying? What do you do? Stick a gun in your face or something for you to sign this? Like, what happened? You were forced to sign this? Because I don't think anybody would have signed this, you know, because it's that obvious. You know what I'm saying? So, yo, man, you guys are right there where you're supposed to be. Yeah, you kids stay out them streets playing these funny games and all that. Go out there, go get an education and get some real money. You know, because these street games that's out here is nothing but fast money. And that type of life catches up with you in all kind of ways. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's the law or the streets. So, like my boy said, karma, you know, it'll catch up to you. You know what I'm saying? Stay righteous, because when you stay righteous, you got righteous things that's coming to you. You stay negative, you're going to have some negative stuff coming towards you. You know what I'm saying? It's all real, the yin and the yang. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, that's what it is right there. And yeah, and on that note right there, I don't know about the rest of the crew. Maybe, you know, they might start snitching, or I don't think they're going to get as much time as Pooh Shiesty's going to get. I think he's going to get most of the time, you know, from how long he was out of jail. How long was it? 6 months? You know, he's on parole.
Like I want to say like 4.
Yeah, something like, I know it was a short time. That's all I knew. It was less than a year. You know what I mean? Because, you know, for you to do that type of crime while you're on parole goes to show you what type of person you are. And if you think that you're going to get out of this, you might as well just say, forget about it, face up, own up. You're about to be there for a long time. They're about to give you those football numbers. Yeah.
Hey, no lie detected at all, man. Hey, this is a very dope live. I'm glad I didn't have to really go off on y'all niggas like that. But hey, I promise y'all, next time I go live, if y'all don't do what the hell I tell y'all to do, we're gonna have some mother problems. You feel me? You know
Oh shit.
So yeah. Hey, let me see a couple of these comments, man. It's going crazy on this other day. Hey, D-Love said, yep, classic music karma is for real. Yeah, that's real talk. D-Love says, nope, they didn't think it out at all. OG Corn Dog. Quote unquote, since the beginning of time. Yeah, like that. The stupidest shit ever.
Yeah.
Man. D-Love said, thank you, OG Corn Dog. She said, thank you, classic music. Yeah, man. Hey, yeah, this is a dope. Yeah, it's a dope episode. Appreciate D-Love for pulling up. Brian said, classic, you need a cookie and a nap. Fuck that. Fuck that. But yeah, salute to Brian for pulling up, man. I appreciate you. Salute to Grandpa Snipes pulling up. Salute to Adams pulling up. Salute to Splashy pulling up. Salute to Micah. Salute to all of the gang. You feel me? Salute to everybody, especially D-Love for holding it down. Like, man, I appreciate any and everybody that pull up and show their love and support. We do this every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday at 8 p.m. Pacific time. You know what I'm saying? So whatever y'all got to do, make sure y'all follow so y'all can be in tune with us. You know what I'm saying? Catch the homie on OG Corn Dog Reacts.
Right.
On all the clips that I put out, I make sure I put his information in there so y'all can run his numbers up, so y'all can subscribe to his channel. know what I'm saying? We doing this. And yeah, man. On that note, I'm out, man. Peace.
Yo, you now rocking with classic music. Now what I want you to do is hit that like, subscribe, and comment on this video. Yeah, let's get it.